Hey everyone, Mitch coming with the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. Now, really quick, if you haven't seen my most recent episode, Captain Rex Nebula, the deck tech, check that one out first because this episode really won't make all that much sense if you haven't seen that episode. So yeah, if you have seen it, you're in the right place though, because this is the break the bank for that deck. That's right, we're going to take the budget all the way up to $100 for the Captain Rex Nebula deck. And that episode, as well as this one, come to you courtesy of David, who's been supporting this channel as a Golden Pig tier patron. And I truly couldn't do this without the support from amazing patrons like David. So again, David, thank you so much. And again, yes, for that personalized deck tech, David chose Captain Rex Nebula, focusing on using recursion to try to get value from sacrificing stuff to Rex's Crash Landing. And a quick reminder, Captain Rex Nebula is a 2/2 human pilot employee for 1 red white and says, beginning of combat on your turn, target non-land permanent you control becomes a vehicle artifact until end of turn. It's got base power toughness each equal to its mana value. It's going to have crew 2 and crash land. Whenever this vehicle deals damage, roll a 6-sided die. The result is equal to this vehicle's mana value, deals that much damage to any target, then sacrifice this vehicle. So yeah, just basically piloting absolutely anything, getting value out of sacrificing things, throwing your, new vehicles or maidily vehicles at your opponent, and yeah, just having a good time. So on this Break the Bank, I'm going to be taking you through those cards that we're adding in, those cards that we're taking out, and yeah, without further ado, let's talk about what we're adding in. First up, we've got Parhelion 2, a 5/5 flying first striking vigilant vehicle that costs 8 mana in total, 6 white. Whenever it attacks, we create 2 4/4 white answer tokens with flying and vigilance that are attacking. So our commander can be like, you know what? Actually, you're an 8/8. You're your vehicle, you're an 8/8. You're swinging away this massive flyer that also makes angels that can fill the field. So yeah, this card can do a lot of work for us throughout the game. And yeah, it could just be a massive threat that can make even more massive threats for us. Next up, True Conviction, an enchantment that can do a lot of work for us as well, costing 3 white, so 6 mana in total. And again, keep in mind, anything is a vehicle for Captain Rex Nebula, so you could pilot this one. And if you do, it can hit really hard because creatures you control have double strike and lifelink. So yeah, we are going to be piloting some massive things with our commander. We're going to be dishing out damage again when we sacrifice them. And yeah, getting that lifelink is great so we can gain some life. The double strike can be huge in combat, of course. I mean, even if we're just swinging with this, again, our commander's going to make it into a 6/6. We hit for 12 damage in total with this. That's pretty crazy. And this pairs really well, actually, with some other cards, including Gratuitous Violence, an enchantment for 2 red. So yeah, 5 mana in total. Again, could just be a 5/5 if we need it to be. On top of that, if a creature you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. Yeah, double that up for everything, anything and everything that we're going to be swinging with, anything we're going to be chucking at our opponents. Yeah, this can, essentially say, hey, let's double that up, get twice as much value out of it. And again, if you pair that with True Conviction, that can be incredibly gross. Speaking of gross, though, yeah, a massive addition to this deck, Fire Emancipation, an enchantment that costs 3 red, so 6 mana in total. If a source you control deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage to that permanent player instead. So tripling the damage. Gratuitous Violence is already great. This card is amazing. Tripling the damage, again, if you just pilot this as a vehicle, if you decide that that's a good idea, you swing at an opponent, that is going to be 18 damage from this because, yeah, you were tripling it up. So yeah, whether you're tripling up damage in combat, whether you're tripling up the crash landing damage, this can add up a lot throughout the game. And speaking of giving you a lot of value throughout the game, Darksteel Forge, an artifact that costs 9 that simply says artifacts you control have indestructible. Protecting all of our artifacts can be huge, and yeah, it can make our artifact army very deadly and very hard to deal with. And yeah, speaking of deadly, this itself, just crewing it with our commander, is a 9/9. Huge. Again, indestructible. Like all of our other artifacts, yeah, Darksteel Forge can make a massive difference in a game. Speaking of a massive difference, Unwinding Clock, artifact for 4. So I mean, only a 4/4 if we pilot it, but still, it can provide a lot of value because it says untap all artifacts you control during each of the player's untap step. Basically, hey, And all those mana rocks that you just utilized, well, now you've got them on your opponent's turns as well, for any activations, for instants essentially as well. Yeah, or just for blocking even. So yeah, this can help out a lot throughout the game for us, give us a ton of value. And yeah, if we need it to be a 4/4, it can be a 4/4. Speaking of which, Flame Shadow Conjuring also could be a 4/4 if we really want it to be. An enchantment for a 3 and a red. Whenever a non-token creature is battlefield under your control, you may pay red. If you do, put a token on the battlefield to copy that creature. Token gains haste, exile at the beginning of the extend step. We've got some good ETBs in this deck, and also, yeah, we can make a token copy of whatever creature we have entering the battlefield. And our commander can be like, you know what, sure, vehicle, crash land, let's go. So yeah, we can make a lot of use out of these tokens with something like this. Speaking of a great ETB, though, Goblin Engineer, a 1/2 Goblin Artificer, enters the battlefield, go get an artifact card, get it right in your graveyard, then shuffle your library, pay a red, tap, sacrifice an artifact, go get an artifact card, convert mana cost 3 less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So some good recursion there, some good ways to get additional value out of sacrificing artifacts, and there are plenty of artifacts that actually want to be sacrificed. And yeah, just go set yourself up to get the perfect artifact in your graveyard. We've got ways to recur it, ways to get it right back out into play. Goblin Engineer can do a lot of work for us. And speaking of tutors, well, our final addition to the deck is going to be Inventor's Fair. A tutor on a land. At the beginning of your upkeep, you control 3 more artifacts. You gain 1 life, so some nice additional life gain throughout the game. Tap for colors, pay 4, tap, sacrifice it, go get an artifact card, put it right in your hand. Only activate if you control 3 or more artifacts. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very, very easy requirement for us to meet. So yeah, a tutor on a land, what is not to love? Now that we've talked about every single one of the cards that we're adding into this deck, though, we've got to talk about the cards that we are taking out. And when it comes to the cards that we are removing, like I always like to say when we get to this section, it's not that these cards are bad. They are not bad. They just, are being replaced with potentially, more efficient, more effective cards for this deck with our upgraded budget. So those cards that we're going to be removing are Bosch, Ichor Wellspring, Tormenting Voice, Scrap Welder, Reconstruct History, Fire My Vessel, Fire Diamond, and Marble Diamond. And now that we've talked about every single card that we are adding in, every single card that we are taking out, let's talk about the price. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, with the upgraded budget, we upped that budget all the way up to $100, and we got in just underneath that at $99.91. Now, keep in mind, you might be able to have some potential extra savings by buying this deck on TCG Player and utilizing heavily played and damage cards, which of course need a home too. Though do keep in mind this estimated cost does not include the cost of basic lands or the cost of shipping, which might vary depending upon where you live. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this Break the Bank. And again, if you are interested in this deck or the original deck, make sure you check out that deck list link in the description below. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.